Hey, what's going on? Tripp Kramer here from trippadvice.com. On today's video, we are going to talk about the sequence of dates. Like, what do you do on a first date? What should you do on a second date or a third date? What's the best activities? I get this question all the time in my coaching program. Like, what's the best activity I can do with her? What's the best date I can take her on? So I want to try to clear this up once and for all. And by the way, if you're interested in doing coaching with me, you can. Spots are available. We can work together one-on-one or in my group mastermind program where we're working in a group and I can help you take you to the place where you're meeting women online and in person. You're getting tons of dates with women that you actually want to go on dates with, and my proven systems for both have worked for thousands of men. Go to coachedbytripp.com to apply today. Link is down in the description. But today, now, we're going to talk about those dates. Where do you go? What are you supposed to do? What's the order of events? Okay, first I want to give you my ideal sequence. Okay, so this is my ideal sequence of what to do on a first date, what to do on a second date, what to do on a third date, and then where to go from there. It doesn't always work this way because it depends on the situation, depends on where you live, it depends on maybe the conversation you're having with the girl. It doesn't always lead this way, and that's okay. It can be improv a little bit. But let me just give you the structure of the ideal, just in case you're thinking like, okay, like what should I do now? So you have a plan of action. So here's my ideal structure, okay? First one, on the first date, it's best if you do some sort of drink, okay? It can be an alcoholic beverage, it could be a coffee, it could be a tea, just some sort of drink. Why? We want to keep it casual. I believe, yes, you can change the order a little bit. Sometimes these things happen. You know, you can go on a dinner date for the first date, but it's nice to just do something that's a little bit low commitment, just some sort of drink. Because what this is doing is this is going to be more efficient for your time. So you're not just going out to a bunch of dinners all the time, because ideally you're dating a lot of women, going on a lot of dates and doing a lot of dinners isn't always the most sustainable way of life, right? You might want to be eating at home. Maybe it costs you a lot of money. It takes a lot of time. So it's more efficient to do some sort of drink date. Again, a coffee, a tea if you don't drink alcohol, or if you do drink alcohol, some sort of alcoholic beverage, of course, if you're over 21, right? So that'd be the most ideal first date. Keep it casual. I want to put a little footnote on that one. If you go to a place where you're having a drink, but they also serve like tapas or small plates, or it's like an appetizer plate, or they serve, wine, cheese because it's a wine place, something like that. Like, that's fine. You don't have to be like, no, Tripp said, like, no dinner, like, no food, like, just drink. Like, again, you can allow for some improvisation here. It's totally cool. So if that happens to be there and you guys are like, yeah, we're kind of hungry, get a bite or get a muffin if you're at Starbucks and you're, having your coffee. Like, that's totally cool. It's just the idea is the first date is a little bit casual and a little bit low key. Now, if she gets a second date, see how I phrased that, by the way? If she gets a second date because you're the prize, think about that. If she gets the second date, then you go to a dinner. Dinner is a great second date. It's a typical date. It's kind of like what people think should happen on the first date, but because she's passed your tests and she's cool enough to continue to hang out with you, you will do a dinner date, which allows you to sit down a little bit longer, connect a little bit more, talk about the food, enjoy a food experience together. We are humans. This is what we do. We eat dinner together and lunches and meals, right? So that's totally cool. Find a good place. It makes sense now. And you're not going to be going on too many second dates compared to how many first dates you're going to go on. Obviously, the more dates you go on, first, second, third, fourth, you're not going to be with as many women. It kind of trickles down like that. So it's okay. It's probably going to be more sustainable than going on a bunch of dinner dates. I also personally think that dinner on a first date is like a little intense. It's like you're sharing a meal, you're eating in front of each other. Like, it doesn't really allow you to connect in the best way, I think. Dinner is for when you guys have already kind of connected and established rapport, which is why I encourage it to be a second date. Where do you go? I'm actually working with a client right now in this. He's like, where am I supposed to go? Like, should I impress her and do something fancy? Absolutely not. Fancy meals, that's for when you've been dating a girl for a long time and you guys both enjoy going out to really nice meals, and then you do that. It does not have to be this super fancy thing. However, if you can help it, I would not do some sort of like bar food, like where you take her to a sports bar and you're getting wings. That's on the other end of like, okay, this is not the very romantic atmosphere that she was probably hoping for, and that you should hope for too. You want it to be a little bit more intimate than that. So wherever you live in your town, think about a place where it's not like $3 signs, where it's like white tablecloth and a prefix menu. But don't go all the way to the end of like sports bars, super casual. You're eating like chicken wings and fried pickles and things like that, okay? Somewhere in between, something like obviously not Applebee's and not Chili's, a little bit more than that, just kind of like maybe some sort of boutique place that's just like a restaurant where you guys can sit down and get a nice meal, but it's not ultra fancy. So somewhere in that middle range. Now the third date. This is where it's all coming together. On the first and second date, if you were not able to take her back to your place, so if you guys were not hitting it off in the way where it made sense for her to come back to your place or you to go back to her place and you guys are going to be hooking up, this is now your opportunity, because you want to create an atmosphere and an opportunity for you two to be able to get physically intimate with each other, since you have not done that in the first or second date. By the way, if you have gotten intimate on the first or second date, you're still going to do this third date that I'm suggesting right now, which is you're going to invite her back to your place to have dinner. So you're going to ask her on the third date and you're going to say, hey, why don't you come over to my place for dinner? I make a killer salmon, or whatever it is that you make. So you're going to have dinner at your place. This makes sense. It's totally appropriate. Once in a while, you're going to get pushback where a girl's going to be like, I'm not ready to do that yet. I think that's a red flag. If you guys have not connected enough by that point, maybe it's not going to be a good fit. I don't know how much longer I would go with that girl. But by that time, she should be comfortable enough to say, yeah, I'll come back to your place to have dinner. And you're going to make dinner for her. And what I recommend too is when she comes over, kind of be at the end of the cooking so she can come in and help you a little bit. It shouldn't be this kind of like you're serving her like, welcome to restaurant Tripp, where I'm going to make all the meals for you and serve you like you're a queen. No, like have her come over, have her get involved a little bit in the meal making, or at least have her like open the bottle of wine or make a drink for you two or something like that while you're cooking, and get her involved. And if you don't cook well, this is very simple. The best thing you could do is learn some sort of vegetarian dish. And the reason why I say vegetarian dish is because the vegetarian dish is going to be good for everybody, right? Everyone likes a vegetarian dish. Not everyone likes necessarily a meat dish, depending on what the meat is, or a fish dish, depending on what the fish dish is. So some sort of vegetarian dish, which is going to be some sort of like pasta, right? Or anything that related to vegetables. Again, maybe a fish can be in there. I think most women do like fish, because most women who are vegetarians are technically pescatarians. You'll find that out as you continue dating and meeting people. But anyway, I digress. The idea here is to make one meal and just make it over and over. Like practice it. Make it a few times for yourself so you know how it tastes. You know how to make it. You know that you're going to do a good job making it, right? So when she comes over, it's not like this first time and you're all flustered. So have one meal that you just have down. If you want to take this to the next level, have a vegetarian option, a meat option, and a fish option, and nail down all three recipes and make them all the time. Make them for your friends, make them for yourself, make them for the dates that come over, and then you're just going to be killing it and having a nice, delicious meal for the person that comes over. Obviously, that third date gives you an opportunity to get more physical. That's why I'm all about that. Now, again, this can all change. All these plans can change, right? There are some times when, for example, one of my clients was talking to a girl and she's under 21, right? She's 20, but he's like 21, 22. And he's like, all right, well, you know, I can't really take her out to a drink. We live in kind of a small town. I don't know if I want to go to coffee with her. He's like, maybe I should just like pick a dinner spot. And I said, you know what? In this case, I agree with that. I don't think that's the worst idea. Like, yeah, pick a dinner spot. It makes sense. You know, you kind of know her already a little bit, so maybe coffee is too casual. Okay, in that sense, maybe you do want to do some sort of dinner date, right? So again, I don't want to confuse you here. Don't overanalyze this, but you're going to see that sometimes it pops up where dinner just happens to be the first date. It just makes sense. You know, maybe you guys met at a bar and you're talking about restaurants and you're like, oh, we should go to this one place. So obviously that's going to be the first date, right? So just think about it that way. But always, if anything you're going to take from this video, you're trying to get to the point where you do have some sort of date back at your place. Like that has to happen. Because if you keep on going on dates, but you're not getting physically intimate, you're not getting closer with her, you're not kissing her, you guys are not leading to sex, this is going to go nowhere. This is just some sort of glorified friendship that's not actually you two getting intimate. And of course, in order for a woman to get more invested in you emotionally, sex has to be on the table. And of course, I'm sure you already know that you want to do that anyways, right? Not that that's the only thing you want to do, but I'm sure that's something you want to do. So it needs to lead to that. You need to lead the interaction to that physical part. That's why it is a great idea to have the third date back at your place whether or not you end up back at your place or her place on the first or second dates. Again, if you need more help with this and you need more help getting to the point where you're getting dates and maybe you're not getting enough right now and you need an online system, an online dating system that works, you need an in-person approaching system that works, let me help you. Stop doing this on your own. Let me guide you, okay? I set it up, you knock it down. It's all inside of my coaching program. Go to coachedbytripp.com and you and I can just freaking knock it out of the ballpark together so I can tell you what to do, hold you accountable to make your online dating profile incredible that gets more matches, hold you accountable to go out and do approaches and teach you how to approach women, and hold you accountable to do that. It works. I've been doing it for years and I'm ready to help you. Hope this video helped. Like it if it did, and I'll see you on the next video.